welcome everyone to another episode of Mindset Talk, where we try to learn with one of the top producers in real estate and in business. Today, I'm very excited because it's not too often that you get to talk with someone who is the number one realtor in the country. He's also been in the top 10 numerous times, and he's had years where he's sold almost 600 homes. So I was lucky enough to be introduced to him through a mutual friend. I've followed him ever since, and something that I've been most impressed with is his constant drive that he seems to have to grow and get better. It's truly amazing. With that being said, I'm very excited to welcome one of Century 21's own, Kyle Seyboth. Thanks for being here.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate that. The brief introduction, kind of how that looks, but I think you hit it on the head. End of the day, been doing this for about 11 years and really enjoy what I do and taking it from a level of doing very minimal amount of transactions to producing at a high level. So yeah, I'm excited to be on here. I appreciate the time. Appreciate you having me on, and let's get after it.
Cool, man. Well, we got a lot to talk about. So let's dive right in. What would you take a minute to give us kind of the cliff notes of your time in real estate and what market you're currently in now?
So started 11 years ago, currently in the Rhode Island market, southeastern Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and really very, very small portion of Connecticut, if at all. Started out as an individual agent, was with Keller Williams from 2011 till about 2000, let's call it 18, 19.
Okay.
Then from Keller Williams, transitioned over to Century 21, was an individual agent, then opened a brokerage, became the broker. 2019 was the number one agent in the entire country with 575 transaction sides.
Amazing.
Then 2020 through 2023 was top 10 every single year thereafter. With Century 21 ever since. Right now, the brokerage has 240 agents. I don't have showing specialists. I don't have buyer agents. I don't have listing agents. I am a one-man wrecking crew with a whole bunch of support, behind me. So that's ultimately what it comes down to is me going out there selling, helping people buy, helping people sell, and just going from there.
That's amazing, man. So even now with you owning a brokerage and 240 agents, it sounds like you're still very involved in personal sales as well. Is that fair to say?
I still do that. They're two totally separate things. So the brokerage operates as one of its own. It's a separate business entity. I operate as a salesperson as a separate business entity as well. So the two things really don't overlap. The brokerage is where I put my CEO hat on, and the real estate sales where I put my hustler hat on.
Love it. Cool, man. Awesome. So it can be easy to kind of be blindsided by the huge numbers that you're doing. I wanted to kind of go back to your early years. What got you into real estate initially?
So I got in originally, was just going to do it as like a part-time gig. And I said, okay, let me do this part-time. Let me go out there and sell a couple of houses here and there, see how I can do, maybe afford an extra vacation per year, and just kind of get into it and see, what I can make happen. Started to get the competitive nature, the competitive itch going, and was like, hey, there's a ranking system to this thing. And it was never really about dollars and cents. It was about how good can I be at this game. And it's interesting because I've always been an athlete, right?
Yeah.
And the one big difference with athletics is size, speed, agility, ability, God-given talent, weight, strength, all those things matter. Here it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. So you can work as hard as you want. I could practice every single day for a zillion hours a day on the basketball court, but I'm still going to be 5'11", white guy that's 170 pounds. So I can't change that. Right. I'm never going to be LeBron. I'm never going to be Jordan. I'm never going to be any of those guys. But what I can do here is I can take that same ability to have the mindset to want to be great, and I can translate it into a business that doesn't have those boundaries.
I love that, man. And because you're not stopped by physical ability.
Attributes. There's no
Exactly.
physical attributes that are going to hold you back. It's not like, hey, this guy's going to be, this guy could practice barely at all, but still be better than me because of his physical attributes.
Correct. Where in real estate, you're almost a reflection of what you put in. Your results are almost an exact mirror to the effort that you're putting in.
I call it input output, right? What you put in is what you get out. You put a lot of time, effort, and energy, you're going to get, the real estate gods are going to come down and take care of you. You don't put anything in, you're not going to get anything back. So it's all a momentum universe game.
100%. And it's funny because when you put that effort in, it doesn't always come back in the direct fashion that you'd expect, but it comes back in some way to your point.
It's not a one for one. It's not a one for one. It's not a, hey, I put it in today, I get it back tomorrow. It's not any of that. It just happens. It's momentum, which brings things to happen. Yeah.
Love it. So what did you do in the early years to gain traction? As you said, when those competitive juices started kicking in, you were going to be part-time, and then all of a sudden your juices got flowing. How did you gain traction in the early years?
I would say in the beginning, it was understanding that you can invest in the business and you got to work your sphere, right? But if you don't have a sphere and you don't really have any way to really get business from people that don't have any money, you got to figure out how to build your sphere. So my whole goal was to build my network, build my sphere, increase it, whether I buy leads, whether I go do open houses, whatever I do, trying to get in front of more and more people. And I think that's, at the end of the day, one of the big differentiators. A lot of people don't want to do that, right? They just want to live off of their friends and family. And I think that's not enough to get to that next level. So it catapults you somewhere further.
Yeah. So you weren't complacent in the beginning. You were hungry, trying to find different ways to add and slowly grow that sphere in the early years.
Absolutely. I'm still just as hungry. Good. 11 years in, I'm starving, bro.
Yeah, I love
it. I've taken on so many different things. We've started so many different companies. We've started private lending. We've got mortgage. We've got title. We've got brokerage. But all this stuff takes investment, and the only place the investment comes from is from yours truly. So there's a lot of investment on my end that I've done, and I think this is a mindset show. I think one thing I would tell you is, and tell whoever listens or watches this shit's hard, bro. It's hard. It doesn't get easy. It gets harder because your levels go higher. The numbers start getting higher. Your investments get more expensive. Your chances get higher. You're not taking a chance on investing in Zillow 500 or 1,000 a month. You're 15,000, 20, 30,000 a month. You're not taking a chance on a flip for $20,000. You're taking a $400,000 chance. So it just gets harder. You have to continue to play the game, and until you decide to quit, it's not over.
And to your point, for better or worse, you can't, in this business, you can't just click it into neutral, right? You're either going to grow, and you said it keeps getting harder, or if you try to click it into neutral, then things slowly start fading and you start losing.
1,000%. So you can't, when you click it into neutral, you lose all that momentum, and now you're 3 months down the road saying, what the heck just happened? I have nothing.
Yep.
You can't 100%. Click it in neutral. There's no foot off the gas. You're either all in or all out. So you can't be half in.
So did the process, was it always fun for you, or did you have to work through some stuff in the beginning, especially to kind of get that momentum?
The process was fun for me because I came in at the right time. I came in when real estate was sucky, when no one wanted to be involved. It wasn't sexy. No one wanted to be involved in real estate. No one wanted to be a realtor. So my competition threshold was really low. What happened is, over time, it became way more competitive. So now, even though I continue to be the top person here and top person in the state and in the region or whatever, there's so many more people that want to see me fail. So it becomes harder and harder. I think the process, though, I get off on challenge. So if I just do the same thing every single day, that's not challenging, it's boring to me. So I've created these challenges in my own mind, and I've created these problems I need to solve in my own mind, and these different businesses that we need to kind of continue to grow. And I've done it to continue to push my mind, my mental, to push my physical, and to just push everything to that limit. So my limit keeps going, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes. And the way I'm hoping is that in the next 5 years, my goal is at 45 to be in a whole different echelon of where I'm at. But it's going to take time.
Of course. And you sound like, I asked the question because you sound like someone who really does enjoy the process and kind of get into it. And that's what drives you. I love to hear that because that's such an important piece. Did you have any mentors in the beginning or people that influenced you that really drove you, or was it all self?
Same as it is now. It's all self. I still don't have a mentor. I still don't have anyone that's driving me. I don't need someone to drive me. I drive myself. I will tell you this. I'm at a precipice right now where I need to bring someone in to take me to the next level and to be almost like a number two.
Yeah.
And to do what I need to do so that we've had a couple missteps in the last 6 to 12 months where we took on a lot of different chances and risks that didn't pan out, that if I had a solid number two would have never happened.
Okay.
And some of it's my own fault. It's all my own fault. Don't get it twisted. But I think some of it's me not being open enough to get that person to really run that finance portion.
Gotcha. Okay. So to get to that next level, you're at the point where you need that number two. How is your business broke down in terms of listings versus buyer sales? Are you heavier in one?
60-40, 60-40, 60 listings, 40 buyers.
Okay.
That's pretty common for me.
Okay. Is that something that's changed over time, or that's even in the beginning, that's kind of where you sat?
No, I would say it changed over time. I would say I was much heavily favored to buyers in the very first 5 years, and then it's transitioned.
Which is super common, right? I'm sure you see that in your agents. Correct. Now, how did you go about, was that a conscious shift or something just naturally happened?
Natural. Natural progression of real estate and clients and everything. Just natural.
Good. Okay. Which makes sense. Are you someone who's super scheduled with your time, with everything you have going on to a T?
Well, I'm every 10, 15, 20 minutes I have something going on. I'm that scheduled where at the end of the day, everything I do is within a schedule. Everything I do has a specific time limit to it. Everything I do is I can show you right here. This is my schedule I print out every day, and it's got everything going on. I mean, there's no white space, there's no downtime, there's none of that.
To the minute, and that's no accident. You can't perform at the level you're performing at unless you're super scheduled. In those early years, if you could take it back, if you can go back that far, how did you schedule your time then? Obviously, it's much different than today.
Yeah, I mean, I just scheduled and booked as many possible things as I could. Now it's not about as many things as I can. It's what's the best use of my time. So if there's 3 things going on at noon, what's the best use for me to be at noon? And I think now it's a delegation of certain things, and it's a reallocation of time and assets.
I like that. That's a great point, because in the early years, a lot of agents are, it's really anything. Like, what appointment can I get? Who can I get in front of? How can I build that sphere? And then I think something that agents tend to struggle with is, in order to get to that next level, you have to start saying no, to your point. And where can I be most efficient with my time, and what do I have to say no to? And I think a lot of agents get stuck there.
You have to delegate that stuff, more importantly. And you got to remember, I'm not just running one business here. We're running 6 or 7 different businesses that are all popping off at the same time. So my time is even more stretched.
Yeah. So you have to be super efficient and then delegate a lot too.
Otherwise, you have no chance.
Yeah. So you obviously have the brokerage. You're seeing a lot of agents come and learn and grow on that piece of your business. I've noticed it's hard for agents to stay consistent with their lead gen. Why do you think that consistency piece is tough for so many?
Because it's not sexy, because it's not easy, because you're doing something where you're going to get negative connotations, but when you start making phone calls, you're going to get objections. That's not something that's warm and fuzzy. So majority of people don't like doing the hard thing. So at the end of the day, it's very simple, right? If you don't enjoy doing anything hard or difficult or challenging, you're going to quit. And I think 99.9% of people in the world want to be coddled. They want to be supported. They want things to be positive. They want everything to work out. And when it doesn't, the easy route is to quit.
100%. So what advice do you give your agents, when they try taking that easy route?
There is no easy route. The advice I give is, at the end of the day, if you tell me you want to be great, you tell me you want to be a high performing, high producing realtor, well, then you have to do these things, or else you're telling me your goals don't line up with your actual tasks on a day-to-day basis. And there's no way to get to your ultimate goal without having your tasks line up. The two things have to work in tandem.
I love that. So true. So true. Does the amount of rejection, because you hit it on the head, the rejection piece, not comfortable, it's not easy. Does it ever subside, or is it just always there, even when you get to the level you're at, 500 deals a year?
It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. You just get rejected by higher level people.
Yeah.
When you become a high value male or female, you're just going to get rejected by higher value male or females, or you're going to get rejected by higher end clients, or you're going to get rejected. It doesn't stop. You just got to eat it and keep it moving.
Has that ever been a problem for you, or is that something that you just part of the process? Boom, keep going, keep going.
You know what? It's part of the process, but I wouldn't lie to you and tell you there's never been days when I'm like, is this really worth it?
Yeah.
Is all this taking on the stress? Like I could have for the last 11 years pocketed every dollar and not invested and not reinvested, but I'm trying to build a legacy. Yeah. I'm trying to build a conglomerate. I'm trying to build a business that's sellable down the road. I'm not just trying to be a real estate agent that if I get hit by a bus, I have no income. I need to build a legacy for my kids and for their kids and build generational wealth.
Love that.
I'm the one. I'm the one that wants to change it.
Love that. So you're looking bigger picture, and that sounds like what kind of drives you deep is that bigger picture and the legacy for your family, and it's not just a single stop shop for you.
It's to have a life that was worth it.
Yeah.
To have a life that at the end of the day, you accomplish things that many, many people had no chance to do. And you were able to put your mind to certain things and accomplish these different things and work through these challenges.
Amazing. So you got in as something you wanted to do on the side. Then your juices got flowing. You decided you wanted to go attack it as an agent. At what point did you say, I want to add the brokerage piece?
Way further down the road, 7-8 years in. I only added it because I was so pressured to do it. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it at the time. Yeah. And then we just kind of added it.
What was the biggest surprise for that part of the process? The
lack of, I think it's the lack of remembrance on how basic some people really don't even understand sales in general.
So really taking it back to the fundamentals, that was a surprise. That makes sense. What was more challenging, would you say? I think I'm going to know your answer based on how you answered that. But what was more challenging, getting your own personal sales going in the early stages of your sales career, or getting that brokerage ramped up and going?
I mean, I think it's always been and always will be the brokerage, because I don't fully control that. Right. Yeah. That's controlled by others. Right. I do as well as they do. So at the end of the day, I can only control so much there.
Yeah. Well, as a top producer and obviously now a broker, you've seen a lot of agents come and go, I'm sure. I'm sure the agents share goals with you. Some of them make it, some of them don't. In your opinion, what's the difference between the agents that actually make it versus the ones who don't?
The biggest differentiator, I think, is mindset. Is that the ones that make it, they're problem solvers, and the ones that don't are complicators. There's two people. There's sheeps and wolves. There's complicators and problem solvers. There's successful and unsuccessful, and they all have the same common traits, right? They all understand that our job as salespeople is to help facilitate and add value to our clients. And if you're not a value adding person, what good are you? Yeah. And I think that's the reality.
That's gotcha. Is it something you think can be taught? Like if someone's mindset isn't right there, do you think it can be taught?
It takes years and years of unwinding bad habits.
Yeah.
And unwinding, unfortunately, a lot of folks have been in positions where their mindsets were ingrained in them from when they were children. So I think it's bigger than that.
Okay. So maybe, but one small step at a time, and it takes years.
It's going to take time.
Yeah. Got you. So let's take it one step further. I've seen the agents that do make, you have the agents that don't make it, then you have the agents that do make it. They tend to fall in that comfortable 12 to say 20 deal a year range, right? And they're very comfortable there. What do you think is the difference between that 12 to 20 deal a year agent and the one that actually breaks through and gets to 50?
Sacrifice. You got to be willing to sacrifice personal time, family time, joy, happiness, mental peace, I guess you would say. But you've got to be willing to sacrifice all the above, or else you'll never break through that ceiling.
Yeah, you can't be complacent.
And when I tell you I closed 575 on my own, that's on my own. That's not with another agent. That's not with a buyer agent. That's not with a listing agent. That's with just me. And the sacrifice that I had to go through there was insane.
Enormous.
Right. And I wish it was in a market where commissions were like 8 to 10 grand a pop. Unfortunately, it was probably like 4 to 5. But it is what it is.
Right. So it's that sacrifice. It's that not being complacent, that drive that keeps people pushing through. Have you had down years where you've gone, maybe your production?
The last 3 have been down.
Okay.
This has been the hardest market I've ever dealt with. The last 2 or 3 years because of inventory so low.
Sure.
This is a brutal market, man. Brutal. So I definitely had down years. I was this all the way through the last 3 years, and this went down.
So how have you dealt with that from a mindset perspective?
I don't even think about it. I just keep it moving.
Your vision is so far ahead that
I know that my goal is bigger than that right now. My goal isn't to get a pat on the back. My goal isn't to say, "Hey, you're number one." I know what I am. I know I know that I can be. If I just did 100,000,000% all in this, and that's all I did every single day, and I didn't look at growing any other business, I know what I can be. No one can mess with me. No one. Like, I know what that is because I know I know the knowledge. Think about it. To be a master at anything, you have to put in a certain amount of hours. I've done that tenfold by the amount of hours I put in over 11 years. I'm not worried about that. I firmly believe there's no one on earth that has better real estate knowledge when it comes to this game than I do. You may know more about like contract law, but I'm talking about how to get a deal closed, how to get a client, how to make people happy, and how to finish off a transaction, and to do them at a volume level that would make people's heads spin. But that takes years.
If past experience is, an indicator of future success, it's very hard, to argue that point with all the transactions, all the experience that you've been through. That puts you in an extremely strong position to solve problems, like you said, moving forward with any transaction you've dealt with. So I'm sure that's a big piece of the mindset.
Huge. I mean, what you may not see in a lifetime, I've already seen 10 times.
Right. And the crazy thing about that is, some people don't even realize they haven't seen it because they haven't seen it. Right.
Correct. Like, what's so simple to me, if it came across the desk for someone else, maybe something very difficult, but I've been there, done that. Like, that's not hard for me.
And I think that's the value of a real estate agent, period, especially in this day and age with so many, so much stuff about our business in the media. A lot of people don't realize the thousands of dollars that the experience of someone like yourself can save them.
Save someone, 1,000%.
Right.
It's about problem solving. It's about experience. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Is there anything you do specific? Because listen, I could tell by the way you talk how much you believe in yourself, and as well as your track record. And that's obviously all a testament to where you are, why you are, where you are. Is there anything you do on a daily basis for your mindset to keep it in that place?
I do. And what I do is every day I write down in this book a whole bunch of stuff in the present tense. And it just allows me to kind of, when I get to this office every day, like a refresher. It's like, I am this, I am that, I am this, 10 things I'm grateful for. what I'm looking to earn on a monthly basis, by when, and I probably takes me 10 minutes to go through the whole list, but it's worth every minute. It just refreshes me, and it grounds me back to that level.
And that's a daily habit for you, it sounds like.
7 days a week.
Love it, man. It's the little things like that that add up, put our mind in a right place, put our subconscious mind in a right place, so that
it's the switch that says it's on.
Yep.
It's game time. It's on.
Love it, man. I love that. Listen, I know you're busy. I appreciate you taking some time to be here. As we wrap up, what advice would you give people watching who maybe they're stuck in a little plateau, a little rut, could be in their business, could be in their health, could be with anything, right? What advice would you give to get someone unstuck?
I would say the biggest advice would be, whatever you're going through, someone's been through it and made it out. Even on your worst day, you made it out alive. Keep going. Don't quit. Grind. Momentum is huge. And don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Just worry about you. The biggest problem people have is they worry about what other people are doing, who cares. Worry about you and what you're doing, and focus on you. Make you better.
I love that, man, especially this day and age with social media and everything else. So many distractions. I love just focusing on what you're doing. Thank you.
Life's not binary. Life's not binary, bro. I don't need to win for you to lose, and you don't need to lose for me to win.
And we could both win at the same time. And
that's what I'm saying. We both win. We all can win. There's so much business out there. Every single one of us can win.
It's the abundance mindset versus scarcity, where you're trying to hold everything to yourself.
Correct.
Listen, you provided so much value for our community today. So thank you so much. What's the best way for people to connect with you if they want to buy?
You guys can connect with me if you got anything. Anybody listening, go on social. Find me on social media. Just Google my name, or you can reach out to me. My email, kyle@seybothteam.com, or you can text me 508-726-3492. I'm always here, always willing to share, and let's rock and roll. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it. I got 100 calls to make. Let's keep it rocking.
Awesome, man. We're out of time for today. If anyone listening wants more information, shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. I'm always happy to talk. Kyle, thanks again, man.
Thanks, dude. You too. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.